Historic milestone for Hoima School of Nursing and Midwifery. The Uganda People's Defence Forces UPDF Engineering Brigade has successfully completed construction of a modern hostel facility at Hoima School of Nursing and Midwifery in Hoima City.
Thank you very much. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Engineer Peter Selkidemuka. I'm the appointed project manager for Ministry of Education projects, government funded. Now, in that particular project, the Hoima Nursing School, my role was to oversee the construction of the whole the block, right from its setting out up to completion, to ensure materials are supplied on time, quality materials are supplied, workers are well catered for, and for the welfare of workers and the other stakeholders on the project. So my role was to oversee and ensure that the work comes out well and good. So when the government of Uganda got money, and obviously they contacted the Uganda People's Defence Forces through Ministry of Defence. Ministry of Defence modified the contractor using Engineers Brigade, who were assigned that duty, went to the site, and the site was handed over to us by the client. Client is the Minister of Education. After them handing over the site, the next item was to mobilize. My superior leaders gave me money for mobilization. After mobilization, we reported to the site. The place they gave us had some trees, eucalyptus trees within. We had to start by clearing the site. After clearing the site, removing the stumps, and then we went ahead to remove the topsoil. This topsoil is to ensure that we build the structure on a stable ground. After that, obviously, the setting out took place, as per the drawings given to us by the client. After setting out, excavation followed. Then the construction process from the blinding, plinth wall, slab, superstructure, then to roof was done. Now, on the way, we had successive meetings, because for proper management and running of the project, you must have after fortnight meeting. It depends, but we had meetings whereby we could iron out all sort of problems emerging due to the construction, like maybe extra works, additional works, delays in funding. They were all addressed in the meetings, which are periodically held. Now, along the way, we realized that they could not fund the whole structure because the structure is a 4-level structure. But you find that you are put up on the 3 levels. Now, the last level and the roof, they resolved that instead of finish, let us first finish what you have made, so that since there was their need for accommodation, the students are accommodated in, and then as they mobilize more funds, and we shall go back and wind up the structure. So we reached there, we painted, we did all the finishes, and fixtures were done. And that is, as you see the structure now, it is in use by the school.
His name is Juliet. I'm a midwifery health tutor and working as the academic registrar of Hoima School of Nursing and Midwifery. Right now, I'm representing the principal, Mr. Kalans Mark, who is in Jinja for official duties.
Okay, my first question is, how will this block impact on the students' performance experience and the quality of the lives of the campus?
The block is for accommodation. It's giving comfortable accommodation to our students who have been sleeping, who have been accommodated in temporary structures. Right now they're in a permanent structure, and it is accommodating 200 female students. And we've stopped renting. We've been renting so many houses around school, and on top of the temporary structures, we are now privileged that we can comfortably accommodate 200 girls.
initially you had the other old buildings. How were you? How was the occupants?
Surely the ones that you're calling the old buildings are condemned structures. They were temporary structures made out of plywood. So when it rains, we were always on stress of fire outbreaks. But right now, the girls are comfortable. Wow, it captures the attention of many people, and just me saying that it is government aided. Yes, people are appreciating that. Yes, the school is gaining from the government. No, it's not enough. It's not enough at all, because we have about 800 girls, but then this hostel is able to accommodate only 200 girls.
The students, staff and management of Hoima School of Nursing and Midwifery in Hoima City have cause for celebration following the official handover of this state-of-the-art hostel facility valued at 2.29 billion Ugandan shillings. The students of Hoima School of Nursing and Midwifery commended the UPDF Engineering Brigade and the government of Uganda for funding the construction of the hostel, stating that there had been congestion in the dormitories.
Fenya Mildred is my name, a student of Hoima School of Nursing pursuing midwifery, certificate in midwifery, year 2, semester 2. First of all, I appreciate the government of Uganda for giving us this new flat. I feel so nice as a girl child. It is really a great opportunity that we are granted this nice place, and we feel as if we're in another place, not in Uganda. Because the experience I have in these few 3 months that we have stayed in the flat, it has been the best ever in this school. When I compare it with the other previous years where we are not sleeping in the flat, where we are sleeping in other hostels, there's a wide difference that you feel the place is actual, as if you're not in Uganda. That's what I can say. We as girls, what we need is neatness and cleanness. And when you see things concerning girls, we feel everything around us has to be clean, and we feel it is fine for us to be in the flat, and we feel comfortable.
By the names of Brenda Navazira, Hoima School of Nursing and Midwifery, pursuing a certificate in midwifery, and I'm in year 2, semester 2. Actually, about the new building, all what I can say is just to appreciate, because I'm feeling very comfortable in the building. We have enough space. We have cupboards where we keep our things, compared to the other building where we were. And actually we have plenty of water, plenty of bathrooms, toilets. We have Wi-Fi. We didn't have Wi-Fi in the other building. We have Wi-Fi and enough light, source of light. There is no congestion. Yeah, that's all.
The construction project was supervised by Lieutenant Colonel Peter Seku Kidemuka, who ensured that the facility was built to the highest standards. Lieutenant Colonel Peter Seku Kidemuka, the project engineer, explained that the project was implemented by the UPDF Civil Engineering Brigade on behalf of the Ministry of Education and Sports.
It's really impacting very well. One, by completing that project, the atmosphere in the college is very conducive now. Learners are very much aware that they have where to sleep and they have where to keep their property safe, because there is no more vandalism as it used to be. They were living in temporary structures. So one, these people will learn when they are sure of where being accommodated. They can even wake up at night and do some reading if somebody is unable to go for prepping. This is a sign of improvement on the welfare and in academics. And as such, it will encourage very many people, nurses, to enroll for the same courses. And that one will be a big milestone in the education sector for nursing schools. Quality control is a big word. Now, with the quality control, it starts from right at the design level. Engineers Brigade, as a unit, ensures that they use the qualified personnel in the design. From design, when we go to sourcing of materials, we ensure the right sources of materials are identified, and then the delivery is also done by right vehicles or any other means to ensure that, one, if say you are delivering concrete, you make sure you carry it in the right truck. Because if you carry it on, let's say, wheelbarrow, by the time you reach the site, it will be set. So we source right materials, they are transported well, they are put well by qualified people. So right from the polytech, right from material acquisition to the manpower is all qualified, and we ensure that we do the work timely and really we deliver it for the clients in a quality form. So that is quality control, right from inception then up to the completion, monitoring, carrying out meetings, and all the sort of engagements are involved in to ensure the completion of work on time and of quality. Every project and every stage or phase comes with its memorandum of understanding. For that time, we had a memorandum of understanding constructing it up to that level. Now, our clients promised that when they get more funds, they will engage us, and which I hope they will. Because that block is a U block. What we are constructing is just part of the U block. One part is constructed, then there is an opposite part to make a U block. So it is a continuous process, and it will be now the onus will be on the client to ensure that either they engage us or they engage other contractors. But I believe they will engage us because they have tested our quality and it is good, and we deliver projects timely.
The UPDF Engineering Brigade's expertise and professionalism have resulted in a world-class hostel that will provide a comfortable and conducive living environment for students.
Yeah, my name is Kagodo Robert. I've been the clerk of works on this project. For a brief background, when we were told that it was going to be the UPDF to run the project, we had never had any experience with the UPDF. It was our first time to hear that even the army officers can do construction. We were just waiting to see how everything would unfold. Even their coming was different from how the other contractors do it. It was just one morning, we just realized the UPDF was around, and they told us they were here to do construction of the girls' hostel. We allowed them in. We thought they had reported to maybe do the initial arrangements, then come back after a week or two to do the real construction. They started excavation that very day. Site clearance, stripping was done the first day they arrived here, in preparation for the excavations the subsequent days. The project started on the 12th of September 2023, and it was to run for a year. The project was to run for a year, and so the project end date was to be 2024 on the 11th of September. As we worked with the UPDF, we realized they were beating the time, because in the first 4 months they would always be ahead of time. They were never behind schedule. They were always ahead of time. And when you look at their quality was good. There are people that you would agree on what is supposed to be brought, and they would adhere to your advice. You would sit in a meeting, agree on what is supposed to be used, which brand should be used of a particular item, and they would end up bringing that very brand. It was new. We expected that maybe you would argue in meetings and they would end up bringing what is not right. But the reverse was true. We realized that there were people who were disciplined, and to talk on behalf of the community around, when they realized it was UPDF in the area, they got scared. But surprisingly, as the UPDF was leaving, the chairperson LOC1 was reporting that they never wanted, they were scared that UPDF was leaving because even the thieves around had reduced. Theft cases had reduced. The security within the area had improved. So UPDF, with our experience for the 1 year we were with them, it was different from what we thought. Yes. In quality assurance, we had to do tests on every. First of all, we had to get certificates for materials like the steel, the cement, the ceramic appliances, and the other materials that really needed the certificates. Then after that, we would go ahead to do tests on our products. For example, the concrete. We would make cubes at every stage, take them to the laboratory for testing, and indeed the tests, the cubes would meet the minimum requirements. Even the procedures, the work methods, we were very keen on the work methods, how we would do our things. If it was plastering, we would follow the rightful procedure. If it was concrete works, we would follow the rightful procedures. And we are happy that the engineers who work with the brigade are cooperative. They are cooperative that when you agree on something, they will go ahead to execute it as agreed.
His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief of the UPDF gave a directive that the UPDF takes on the construction of Minister of Health projects and Minister of Education and Sports projects. Our leaders have funded CDF, and the hierarchy, they sat down and they instructed our Chief Joint Staff Civil Engineering, who went ahead also to appoint leaders. Me, I was appointed to head the Minister of Education. And my appointment, really, I hope I will never disappoint my leaders. I have to make sure that I perform very well, and I performed very well. First of all, I started with the task of completing the abandoned projects in the Ministry of Education. There was a batch of 29 schools which I did and completed. I went to a batch of 12. I was tasked to do most of these schools within KCCA. Looking at Kororo, it had no compound, it had the scattered flatlet buildings. We put them all down and we put up a 4-level structure which has accommodated the whole school. So really, I look at this as a big milestone by engaging UPDF, because one, cases of the poor quality work are no longer there. Close supervision is not required, because this is our work and we are doing it for our nation, because we are the ones to lead by example. So we have done quality work wherever called upon, and this is a very, very good gesture, and really applaud His Excellency for the decision he took. It is not regrettable, it is the right decision, and we promise to deliver.
The Minister of State for Primary Education, Honorable Joyce Moriko Kaduchu, commissioned the new hostel at Hoima School of Nursing and Midwifery on behalf of the First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni. This significant development is expected to improve the learning environment and living conditions for students at the school.
I'm Lieutenant Ismail Muhwezi from Engineering Brigade. I'm here at Hoima School of Nursing and Midwifery. I've been carrying out this the girls' dormitory project as the site engineer. Yeah, I will thank the client for giving us this opportunity, and I believe that what we have done here will serve the purpose. And I also take the great thanks of my project manager, who entrusted me and assigned me this task, which I have completed. And I believe as UPDF Engineers Brigade, we shall always do and aim to fulfill the desire and the dreams of our Commander-in-Chief.
Hoima School of Nursing and Midwifery is one of the youngest public nursing training schools in Uganda, located in the Albertine Graben region.
In the structure, first of all, we have fire extinguishers. Then we also have exit signages around the staircases at every floor. And the exit signages installed are electric, that even when the corridor the lights in the corridor are off, for example in the night, the exit signage will keep lighting, such that when this student gets out and the switches are off, she can look at the exit signage and know where to pass in case of anything. Then another thing is, as the Ministry of Education requirement, the windows that we have on the block have no burglar proofing, such that in case of anything, they can easily exit. Initially, on the plans, we didn't have the ramps that you're seeing, but because of the levels, depending on the levels where the structure is, we realized that we needed ramps, and we went ahead and put up the ramps. And this block has 5 exit doors, which gives us chance to easily move out, escape in case of anything. Yes. Being a big block, the block received all the 3 phases, such that we can have sufficient power for the students to use. A room accommodates 4 students, and every room has 2 sockets. Each socket has 2 ports. That means each student has a port to use. They have enough light in their rooms and in their corridors. They have enough light in their washrooms. They have a laundry which provides a portion for washing and a portion for ironing, as one also of the measures to avoid fires in their rooms. Then if I'm to talk about the still on electrical, we have sufficient earthing which is tested, and also we have a lightning arrestor to avoid incidences like that. We have a total of 10 toilets and 10 bathrooms per floor. So every floor has its own.
The project clerk of works, Kagodo Robert, extended their sincere appreciation to the government of Uganda for prioritizing infrastructure development in nursing and midwifery education. However, Mr. Kagodo still yearns for more suitable accommodation. The school offers various programs, including Certificate in Midwifery, Certificate in Nursing, Diploma in Nursing, and Diploma in Midwifery.
Performance has not been bad, despite of the conditions of accommodation and other things. We are using 5 hospitals. That is Hoima Regional Referral Hospital, Masindi Hospital, Kagadi Hospital, Chiboga Hospital, and Kiriandongo Hospital for our clinical practice. So when time comes for clinical allocation, our students are taken to these places for practice, where they have their hands on. Then we also have health center 4s around in Hoima district, Chikube district, Kagadi district, and Chankwan's district plus Masindi district, where we take our students for community attachment. Despite of all our accommodation conditions, despite of all the numbers that we have, at least our primary role is academics. And that's why our students are excelling, and also they are being employed countrywide and worldwide. We have students who have moved out of the country. We want to thank the Ministry of Education for giving us this building. We are very grateful, but also a message that they shouldn't get tired of us. The numbers are big. We still request that we are not yet there. We are seeing there is light at the end of the tunnel, but we are not yet there.
An institution, we received this block, which is accommodating 200 girls, but the need is still much. The number of girls is around 800, but this is the only block that you can call a hostel. Otherwise, even the other blocks that are being accommodated were not designed to be hostels, because where the institution started was a rural training center. So some of these were offices, others were staff quarters. But for something we call a hostel, this is the block that we have that suits being a hostel. Let's also talk about the cost. The project costed 2.297490,976 billion, and we are glad that the way we started is the same. The same cost we started with is the same cost we ended up with. Even after having some variations, there was no increment. Chance to appreciate Government of Uganda and Ministry of Education for the support they render to Hoima School of Nursing and Midwifery, purposely for this block. Not forgetting that Hoima School of Nursing is the only government nursing school in the Bunyoro region. So it has a catchment of Hoima, Masindi, Kibale, Kakumiro, Kagadi, Kiriandongo, Chiboga, Kyankwanzi, Bulisa, and Chikube, which is a very big catchment area.
Since its establishment in 2010, the school has made significant strides in training healthcare professionals, with over 179 students graduating with excellent pass rates. This significant investment by government underscores its commitment to enhancing the quality of education and training in the health sector. The modern hostel will provide a conducive and comfortable living environment for students, thereby enabling them to focus on their studies and achieve their full potential. The facility's completion is a testament to the government's efforts to address the infrastructure needs of educational institutions and promote the development of skilled healthcare professionals. The school community is grateful for this landmark development, which is expected to have a transformative impact on the learning experience and academic outcomes of students at Hoima School of Nursing and Midwifery. The completion of this project demonstrates the UPDF's commitment to supporting national development and contributing to the general improvement of education and healthcare infrastructure in Uganda.
Inability really is another thing which we need to address, and we have been addressing as we go on. First of all, when we go to a community, like now I was in the CP yesterday to receive a structure. Now, the community there is expecting a lot from us. They need also employment because many were involved in that such a construction. Then two, they needed to own the structures themselves, and now we make sure that they are part of it. Then the maintenance plans are drawn up. Me and the stakeholder, we tell them now we are finishing up this, but we make sure in the end you ensure you continuous planning and maintaining of this. So we live when we have laid down strategies of sustainability. If it is, say, a football pitch, maybe they would engage some local revenues collecting from people who use it, and then they use it for maintenance to ensure that people really access the premise, that they open up other business, maybe canteens only, so that funds are raised, the community receives rewards from them, and they continue working together and ensuring that the premise lasts longer and serves the nation's interests.
He called for proper maintenance of the structure and encouraged the students to promote hygiene and sanitation to ensure the hostel remains clean. The Hoima School of Nursing and Midwifery is the only government-aided nursing school in Bunyoro, serving a wide catchment area, including the districts of Hoima, Kibale, Kakumiro, Kiboga, Chikube, Bulisa, and Masindi. This school plays a critical role in training nursing and midwifery professionals to address the healthcare needs of the region. As a government institution, it provides essential services to the community and contributes to the development of the healthcare sector in Uganda.